okay, I'm finally filming this video. I just forgot about it. Been busy making other videos. You have a fucking long ass list. And this was on the top of my list. I just forgot. So this is my review on season 4. Season 4 of Ginny and Georgia. 3. I think it's 3. It might be 3. The current season, right? So overall, it was a pretty good season. I would give it a 4 out of 5. There could have been a little bit more added to it, but the character development was definitely good. Georgia is still a terrible mother. Like, if she was a mother in real life, I would have hoped she got CPS called on her ass. Her character is very self-centered, narcissistic, controlling, first, doesn't care about anyone else but herself. Even Joe. She claims she cares about Joe, but she cares more about herself than Joe. Okay, so the most shocking part of this season was when Jeannie got pregnant. It's like, okay, you're turning to your mother. Come on, like, stop. Like, I couldn't believe she got pregnant. Like, I can't believe they fucking wrote that in the script. It's like, really? Come on. And I felt bad for Maxine because, I'm not gonna lie, last season, Maxine was fucking annoying. I couldn't stand her. Yes, she's very emotional. Yes, she wears her heart in her sleeve, but this season she kind of had a redemption. Abby did not fucking like her this season. She was very mean to Maxine. Nora's there, but she was on the money about Georgia, and no one believed her. I didn't know she was adopted. I think she was adopted. I think she's okay. Yeah. Who else am I missing? Marcus is a fucking mess. Like, his ass needs to stay in rehab. Not surprised his mother was sent into rehab. His mother enables him. His parents don't care. Well, his dad's deaf, so I'll give his dad a little bit of grace way. But the mother was trying to be the cool mom, you know, trying to you know, be his friend. And by the way, I'm filming this on my laptop, you know, natural lighting, because it's easier to film on here, longer videos. So yeah, it looks different from my phone or my tablet, that's why. And I have my fan on because you can probably hear it because it's so fucking hot, and I'm not trying to sweat like I did the most recent videos I was filming. I filmed on my phone. But yeah, back to what I was talking about. Yeah, so Marcus definitely, I don't think he should come back next season, even if he probably is. Zion, he's just as bad as a bad parent. He's just as much as a bad parent as Georgia. I would say he's more neglectful than Georgia. Like, at least Georgia is there for the most part. And she was there for Jenny, when she got pregnant. And I'm glad Jenny, why can't I say Jenny? Jeannie, whatever. She got an abortion because it was the right thing to do. She was way too young. She's 16, in the series she's 16. Too young to have a kid. And Wolf, aka Poetry Guy, he would have not been a good dad. Like, his response was not good, and I understand. He's a teenager in the show as well. I understand his response, but it's like, you could have been there a little bit more. Like, yeah, but his response was valid. I get it. And she made the right choice of not, you know, keeping him in her life. Well, I guess they were kind of friends at the end, but he would have not made a good father. Marcus probably would have stuck around for the kid, and he is a good friend to her. He is. He he was there for her at the clinic, and it was so funny how, like, Georgia she climbed through the window with her fucking ankle monitor, just like her daughter, and it fucking was going off, so she had to stick her foot out there, and she had her moments of being a good mother, she did. But overall, she was not a good mother. And if Ginny, I keep saying Jenny. I'm not used to that name, to the name Ginny. It's whatever. Yeah, Ginny and Georgia. Ginny would have not done well in the care of Zion's parents, his mother, because his mother was overbearing. His mother was very, nose in the air, very much like, we do things this way, very old school, which is, that's her way, but like, that would have not worked out because she would have rebelled either way, and that would have not ended well. And she probably would have sent her to a nice boarding school, and maybe that would have been good for her, But like, yeah, everyone failed her in this show. Everyone, her father, Paul, the grandmother, especially her mother. And her mother should have gotten more jail time, but of course she didn't because, she had a good lawyer that Paul was paying for. And Paul, tisk. He came off like a good guy, but underneath he had all that anger. And his parents were right that she wasn't going to fit in the family, it wasn't going to work out. I was with his parents on that. But of course he rebelled. His brother was funny though. And he chose to marry her. He chose to stick through it. But then he divorced her, obviously for good reasons. And of course he knew, she was guilty. He knew because he admitted it, in the scene when he brought back the pregnancy test. And he was like, take it. And that was also the biggest shock to this season as well. When she actually was pregnant after she faked it. And he figured it out. And poor fucking Joe. Like, I do not know where that came from. Joe. He cannot have any peace in his restaurant because there's always like Georgia's ex or her child there. She works there, And he's always getting the scoop on her. And he's there like he just can't. This man can't get any peace. None. And Joe, I was about to say Sav because that's his character Degrassi. If you're around my age, a little bit younger, you probably know what Degrassi is, or you're Canadian, you probably know. I've seen all the seasons back to back. So he played Sav in there. So I was about to call him Sav, but Joe, because I will forever see him as Sav. But Joe is hotter. Like, Joe is so fucking hot. He's so fine. Like I would have snatched him up like that. I'm like, okay. And when he punched Gil. I forgot about Gil. Gil's a piece of shit too. I was like, okay, I see what you're doing. Yeah, Joe is also not good because he likes Georgia. He loves Georgia. He loves her. I think he loved her from the day he met her. He's choosing Georgia. Let's see if they're gonna be together in this next season. Next 2 seasons, whatever. I think they're getting renewed for 2 seasons. 4 and 5, yeah. I think it's 4 or 5, whatever. Yeah, he's just as bad as Georgia. Even though he's seen as the good guy. I mean, he's a good guy, like, at times, but, who you choose kind of represents you in a way, I guess. My personal opinion. Can you all hear this? Can you all hear this fan? I hope not. I put the fan on loud on the highs because it's so fucking hot. So you hear you see my hair moving. And I have a tower fan over here because I cannot. I sweat like a man. So what else? There are so much in this series. The court sessions. I'm like, okay, I can see where this is going. Georgia just dressed nice. And what was she called? the mayor's mistress, the mayor's murderer's mistress, whatever. Yeah, that was funny. And then what was a funny part? When Ginny and Georgia, they're at home watching TV, and they see the reenactment of them, and Jenny and Ginny was like, they made me white. Yeah, she's not. I mean, she's pale, compared to a really dark-skinned black person, but she's not like white. They made her fucking white. Like, she's like my skin color. I mean, you can't tell right now because the lighting, but I'm a lot paler out of this lighting. But yeah, like, they made her my skin color. That was funny. Austin has an attachment to his father. That's not good. And I see him ending up like his father in a way. The scene when I think when they went back to the house, Zion filed for joint custody, which I think was the right thing to do. But I also do agree that he called CPS on them, which good, because that needed to happen for everything to come back around. Austin was in his room, laying on his bed. He had the jersey that his father gave him because they went to a hockey game, and he's cuddling it. And excuse me. And he kicked his sister out the room. He was being a little bit aggressive. So I'm interested to see his character development and Max's character development. Like, how is she going to be next season? Like, are her and Jeannie going to be friends next season? And Abby and Nora. And why is Hunter still there? The one that Jeannie dated and she cheated on with Marcus, kissed him, whatever. Or had sex with him, I don't know, whatever. Why is he still there? Like, he's like a background character. He's very non-important. He's very boring in my opinion. And I just found out recently, the girl that works in the cafe. What's her fucking name? The Indian girl, the tall. She looks tall to me. The one who works in the cafe, the restaurant with Jeannie. That is actually the actor who plays Joe. That's actually his sister in real life. I was like, huh. That's why they kind of look like. That's why they're bon. That's why they have good chemistry. I found that very interesting because he has two sisters. That's the youngest. That's the younger sister. But yeah, that's his sister. In case y'all didn't know that. What else? I'm not gonna go over everything because this will be like a freaking hour video, and I'm not up to filming an hour video today. So I'm gonna have it. I'm probably gonna do like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. We'll see. We'll see how long I freaking just like talk. But Paul, that scene when he punched the wall near her face, I'm like, okay, that's abusive. That's not good. That's not a good sign. And I understand why he was angry, but he did it to himself. Because he stayed and he should have left. And it starts to make my eye. His parents, again, were right. She was not going to fit in with the family. He should have not married her. It was a mistake. And who gets arrested at their wedding? Like, that was just a crazy... She got arrested at the wedding. She had... You can see the tattoo on her back. I think it was like the middle of her back. Yeah, it was like the middle of her back. The blood eye tattoo or whatever from the gang. And the flashback of young Georgia, which I think the younger Georgia, it's depicted perfectly. Like, they looked very alike. Like, the facial features, the big eyes, the eyebrows, the skin tone, the hair. They picked the perfect younger version of her. So when she went to the car dealership and she's using her charm, which she was street smart, she was people smart and street smart. She can manipulate people very easily, and that's good and evil. It's like a double-edged sword. And she pretty much sold the car and they changed the plates when she got there to the motorcycle gang's hideout, whatever. It was slick, it was. And of course, she got away with it because she's pretty, blonde, skinny. She had that cute little dress on, the short little dress on. Of course it worked. That guy was stupid. I don't feel bad for him. And then her father, tried to kill her. Whenever Joe came over, and she's like laughing, she's like, my dad tried to kill me, my stepdad or dad, whatever. And he's like, what? And he's just listening, right? And she got the call from the prison about that he's trying to get in contact with her. Why would you answer? I would have not answered. And it's very like, it's interesting to see the flashbacks of her childhood because she obviously does not talk about it a lot. Ooh, what the fuck was that? Sorry. Why is it making that noise? Okay, sorry, it was like the plug-in mouse. What was I talking about, again? Oh yeah, so the flashbacks of her when she's younger, they're interesting to watch because she doesn't talk about her past that much. You just see her like thinking about the past, and it's shown on the screen. I'm glad they did not show the sexual assault scene when she was younger, because I personally did not want to see that. Yeah. Abby. I'm not surprised she's either gay or bi. Not a short one. And Press, is it Press? The douche she was hooking up with, right? Even though he was a douche, I guess he was kind of right. And I could tell that she was maybe gay or bi, whatever, because she was very close to Max. It seemed like she had a little crush on her, and they did have that kissing scene, and it seemed like she was deflecting from it. And now she's with her tutor, Trish. I think her tutor name is Trish. Yeah, Trish or something like that. Trish, something like that. Very cute girl, very cute. I like the shaggy hair. It's cute. Yeah, we'll see what happens to them next season. That'd be very interesting content. And Nora, I want Nora to be gone. Nora's kind of boring too. Like her whole existence in that show is just being a friend when she feels like it. And she's with her boyfriend, and they have a lot of sex, and she has bad periods. And she likes the fairy porn shit. That's it. Like, there's nothing else to her. Like, and she was also Degrassi. She played Esme. Yeah, she played Esme. She was with Ziggy from the new class, not the Next Generation, the new class one. When Abby met her father's girlfriend, Anna, whatever. She was. Oh my gosh, sorry. I'm dying over here. God. His girlfriend was also in Degrassi. She played who she fucking played? Not Phoebe. Oh my gosh, what was her name? Don't remember her name, but anyways, she played someone, and she had a brother named like Declan or something like that. And then she was in a relationship with Holly J. If you know, you know. If you've seen the series, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that was a very awkward scene, and obviously Abby pukes. She pukes up her food, and it's gross. Like, I've never done that. I couldn't. Like, I just hate throwing up in general. I think throwing up is disgusting. And her and Samantha had that little kiss after she just threw up. Samantha just threw up, and then Samantha got Prescott, asshole move as a friend, or whatever. But that was nasty. When they kissed, I'm like I was like, ugh, like, why? like lie. Ugh, like you can taste like the puke on her breath. Like ugh. And then Abby like taping her thighs, which I think it's crazy because she's very small. She's very skinny. Like her thighs are perfectly fine. There's something wrong with them. And even press whatever his fucking name is. And even he said that. But you know, obviously they're teenagers in the show. You know, they have insecurities. Yeah. I think I am miss. I should have wrote a script, but I didn't. But because it just would have been too long to write and memorize. So I just I'm doing it off the top of my head. Yeah, the series was pretty good. It was good, yeah. There is one more thing I want to touch on. So I'm not trying to make this video like an hour long, like I said. Okay, I'm gonna go into the psychology a little bit of Ginny, Georgia, and Austin, right? So Ginny and Austin, they are trauma bonded to their mother, and that is not good. Trauma bonding with someone is not good. It's very toxic, very unhealthy. Because then you get attached to them. You're emotionally attached to them. You cling to them. You can't separate from them. Then you get separation anxiety, like the kids have. They also have separation anxiety. So that's why, and obviously that's all they knew their mother, for the most part. That's why they were so freaking, reactive when CPS came and took them from their mother. Because they trauma bonded with their mother. They're used to their mother. Even though they know, well, I'm gonna say Ginny. Even though Ginny knows her mother is not a good person, she deflects it. She wants her mom to be a good person. Austin's a little bit too young to to fully recognize that. I think he recognized it to a certain extent. Like whenever he saw her, kill Cynthia's husband, that was uncalled for. Like, damn, like you could have let that man maybe like live out a couple more days of his life or whatever, but it's also Cynthia's fault a little bit because she said it out loud. She kind of her wish, so it was kind of like you rub the lamp and the genie comes out, and it's like your wish is my command. Like, yes, I understand she did her a favor, but it's like that wasn't your call. It wasn't. And then Ginny blackmailed her, saying there was cameras in Blue Farm when there wasn't, just like her mother. And of course her mother was pissed off, but it's like, girl, she got you out of your situation. You should be happy that she at least got you out of it, and she is your child. Of course she's gonna end up like you. I mean, she did get pregnant at 16 and had an abortion. Yeah, the show is crazy. There's just, I know there's a bunch of other videos that people go into depth about, this season. I'm not doing that. That's not what I do on my channel. I kind of just do like a mini breakdown of like the more so like important scenes and the character development, stuff like that. So you're not going to see me doing like a deep dive. Like I'm invested in these shows, but I'm not that invested. So it's gonna get. Yeah, I'm excited for next season. When it probably gonna come out next year sometime. Because this season was really good. Like they really upped the ante. They added a lot of shenanigans. And also, they forget one thing. When Georgia stole his motorcycle, I'm like, oh my gosh, like these people, y'all need locks on your garage, like cameras and shit, because like they're Ginny and her mother are climbing into your son's window. They're going into your garage, and then she found his liquor in the toolkit. Looking for the key, stole his motorcycle, and Ginny also stole his motorcycle. Like, close the damn garage, put some locks on that window and shit. Like, oh my god. Or like, at least go up to the front door and be like, hey, I'm running away. Can I like use your son's motorcycle? Yeah. Like why you gotta like steal the shit? But yeah, that was a funny scene too. That was funny. Really good show. I got into it a little bit later, like a year and a half later. Like I saw it on Netflix, but I'm like, don't wanna watch this. We'll see. And it was really good. I wonder how many seasons they're gonna do, because obviously they have to graduate. So I would assume 16. I would assume. Also, I also did leave one thing out. I forgot. Marcus obviously not graduating, of course, because he's slacking off. It makes sense. But yeah, so I would assume they're only gonna do like maybe two more seasons. Well, they said 2, maybe 3, and I think they should stop there. Let's not overplay it. Let's not keep it going, because I don't think the viewers, the fans, want to see her, how she is in college, or how Austin is, because that's like, even though it would be interesting to see how he is when he's older, but it's just the show's gonna die out eventually. It's better to not drag it out. Just keep it peachy, keep it cute. Keep it a couple seasons, that's it. I think most of these shows that are actually good, like Ginny and Georgia, only need like at the most 5 seasons max, maybe 6, maybe for like if the last season had more questions and answers, then okay, but and at the least like 3. That's it, 3 to 5. Anything more than that is too much, because then it gets repetitive, it gets redundant, it's boring, and the views start to go down. So there's 2 more seasons coming out from what I read. Hopefully they are good. Hopefully they're, they up the ante in the next 2 seasons, because us viewers will be very disappointed if those 2 seasons aren't as good, especially the last season, because how are you going to have all these seasons and then have a shitty ending? Because that shit pisses me off, and it pisses off a lot of other people too. They're like, I watched this entire series and the ending sucks. Yeah, I hope they don't do that, and I don't think the show's getting canceled anytime soon.